already know Patty Jenkins is back at the helm and what Kristen Wiig's role will be, but more on that later. Keen to find out where the story is heading next? We've all rounded up all the information you need for our favorite Justice League members' next solo outing. What is it called? The sequel is called Wonder Woman 1984 due to its period setting. The title has been confirmed by Patty Jenkins after much speculation. What is the release date? You can see the next installment of Diana on November 1st, 2019. This is a month ahead of the original release date of December 13th, 2019. The film is slated to begin filming in the US in June 2018. Who's directing? The marvelous Patty Jenkins is returning to the director's chair after the success of her work last time. It has been revealed that Jenkins got a huge pay rise for the film. Who's writing it? Jenkins herself is involved in the story for the film and will work alongside the Expendables scribe David Callahan and critically acclaimed DC Comics writer Jeff Johns, who will also produce the film with the device of director Zack Snyder. Cast: who is in it? Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman, Kristen Wiig, Drive, Barbara and Manverda A. Cheetah, Pedro Pascal, unknown, Chris Pine, Steve Trevor. Technically, only 4 cast members have been confirmed for the film. The perfectly cast Gal Gadot will once again return as our Amazonian heroine, this time nursing a broken heart after the loss of her beloved Steve Trevor in the first film. Meanwhile, the versatile Kristen Wiig has been cast as the film's primary antagonist, Dr. Barbara Manverda A. Cheetah, one of Diana's chief nemeses from DC Comics. In the comics, Minerva was an ambitious and neurotic British archaeologist and heiress who took the opportunity for immortality and became both blessed and cursed with the powers of the cheetah, a painful existence that allows her superhuman speed and strength, along with other cat-like abilities. Minerva is the third iteration of the character, with the first appearing in the 6th issue of Wonder Woman in 1943. Game of Thrones alum and Narcos star Pedro Pascal has been cast in an undisclosed but pivotal role. Patty has also tweeted a photo teasing Steve Trevor's return. Yep, he's back despite his emotional death in the first film. How he's back though, that's a mystery. It is also highly likely that Connie Nielsen will return to the role of Diana's mother, Queen Hippolyta, following her turns in the first film and also in Justice League. The same can also be said for all the other surviving Amazonians, including living Aunt Manelope from the Justice League film. With DC's love of universe-building cameos, we shouldn't be surprised to see appearances from other members of the Justice League at some point. Who isn't in it? Essentially, the majority of the supporting cast from the last film. Despite having filmed her scrapped flashback scenes for Justice League, the brilliant Robin Wright is also unlikely to return as Diana's late fearsome aunt, Antiope. Diana's allies from the first film, such as Etta Candy, Lucy Davis, Samir, Said Tag Madawi, Charlie, Ewan Bremer, and Chief Napi, Eugene Brayrock, will all be elderly or dead by the time of the next film, which is to be set in the Cold War in the 1980s, so we doubt they'll be putting in an appearance. The same can also be said for the last film's antagonists. Danny Huston's General Ludendorff perished, along with David Thewlis's Evil Ares, the god of war and Diana's half-brother. Elena and Alice's evil Dr. Poison Isabel Maru survived the climactic finale of the last film, but is unlikely to return considering the time jump, unless she has mastered a poison that grants immortality. What's the plot? We don't have an official synopsis for the new film yet, but we do know that the story takes place in the US in the 1980s, towards the end of the Cold War, and will see Diana face off with Cheetah in what is sure to be an epic rivalry. What else do we know? The film has been confirmed to have a major love story. However, with fans complaining about the heavy focus on romance for the character, Jenkins has cryptically hinted that this is not going to be romantic in the traditional sense. There will be a continued focus on truth and love as the principles of Wonder Woman. However, Jenkins has insisted that the film is going to be very different in tone and style to the last outing, and despite being a sequel, is very much its own standalone story. Wonder Woman will also have her famous invisible jet in the film. Here's Diana's costume for the film. The film is being shot in Washington. How does this fit into the DCEU? Wonder Woman 2 will be the second film in the DC Expanded Universe's chronology, with Wonder Woman being the first, but taking place before all other entries so far. The release of the film will be preceded by a standalone Aquaman film on December 21, 2018, and also Shazam on April 5, 2019. Wonder Woman 2 will be followed by a standalone film for Cyborg and a Green Lantern Corps film in 2020. Also in development are quite a long list of films that are to be overseen by Jeff Johns: Batgirl, The Batman, starring Ben Affleck, Black Adam, a film focusing on Dwayne Johnson as Shazam's nemesis, Flashpoint, a solo film for Ezra Miller's The Flash which will likely feature parallel universe versions of the Justice League, Gotham City Sirens, Justice League Dark, The New Gods, Nightwing, Suicide Squad 2, Birds of Prey, a Booster Gold film, a Deadshot solo film, a Deathstroke solo film, a Harley Quinn solo film, a Harley Quinn and the Joker film, a Justice League sequel, a Lobo film, and a sequel to Man of Steel. Whether these will all successfully get out of development and into production remains to be seen, but we will almost certainly see Diana in any Justice League sequels, and reports have suggested that Gal Gadot will portray an alternate version of the character in the parallel universe of Flashpoint. In the comics of the Flashpoint storyline, Diana leads an army of Amazons against Aquaman and the Atlanteans and wreaking havoc in Western Europe, conquering the United Kingdom and killing 12 million people. This would be an interesting parallel with the first Wonder Woman film, as this is exactly the type of disaster she was fighting against in World War I. Rumors, theories and speculation. As with all big franchise films, there comes a lot of fan theories regarding what will feature in the sequel, so we have rounded up a few of the major ones. The love story is between Wonder Woman and Cheetah. In some comic iterations, Diana and her rival are portrayed as former friends before Minerva turns to villainy, adding a tragic and more complex element to their relationship. This would be ideal territory for Jenkins to mine, having handled female relationships so well in her Oscar-winning film, Monster. Linda Carter will have a role in the film. Fans and the former Wonder Woman star herself have voiced hopes of a small appearance, and we would quite like that too. It has now been confirmed by Carter on NBC's Today that she is in talks to make an appearance. Carter has also been spotted close to the set of the new film in Washington. We think it's more or less a given at this point. Cheetah won't be the only antagonist in the film. There have been rumors that Wonder Woman enemy Circe, a sorceress who is considered as a villain for the first film, will make an appearance too. Might she be responsible for Minerva being cursed as Cheetah? If so, who will play her? The most popular name amongst fans seems to be former Bond girl Eva Green, who has a penchant for playing dark female characters. We certainly approve. The film won't have a focus on Greek mythology. With Jenkins suggesting a film entrenched in its American location, we doubt this will leave much room for gods and goddesses like Ares, but we are sure Hippolyta and the Amazons will put in an appearance. Steve Trevor is not Steve Trevor. Chris Pine may be back, but with Trevor's death in the last film, we wonder if this is actually an offspring, or clone, or something even more sinister. It will be strange if his emotional death is completely undone from the last film and would not make much sense given Diana's grief in Justice League. Rest assured, we will be keeping you updated on the latest Wonder Woman 1984 news. Check back here for your latest updates. Let us know what you are hoping for from the sequel in the comments below.